Hey there, Squirrel Army. It's time for us to check out Spy X Family Season 2 or Part 2 trailer. But just before we get any further into the video, if you're enjoying the content here, you can join the Squirrel Army by subscribing and turning on the notifications. It keeps the squirrels from eating your nuts. But with that, let's get back into the content. Alright, so we're checking out the Part 2 trailer of Spy X Family. We're here. We're there, we're everywhere, we're finally getting closer and closer, I think, to maybe catching up to where some of the current trailers and whatnot are, even though this is a couple weeks old as well. Again, I know we're late to the party, as always, but hey, as I say, I want to talk about all these anime that are coming out, and hey, I've got a lot of other things that I've been doing, so I've been a bit behind with everything, but hey, I do try my best with all of this stuff, getting along there, and we're getting further and further along as we go, so we're getting closer and closer, at least I hope we are. So yeah, we're going to check this out, but as always, I do like to say, if you guys don't want to be quote-unquote spoiled to the trailer, even though it's been out for a couple of weeks or whatever it is now, don't keep watching. You know, we're going to review it here, or view it and review it here for a bit and check it out. So here we go. We're going to check it out right now. Toho Animations, let us begin. Definitely, let us begin. Going to bring down those arrogant pigs of the West. Stop the terrorist bombing attack. Stop them, no matter what. I'm absolutely done with war. Mr. Dog, we have to stop them. Throw them away. Won't get away with this perverted kidnapper. Let's us end this. Spy X Family, October 2022. So at least it gives us a month, or a date month of when this will be roughly coming out. It is a little bit of a ways away, but hey, that's good. At least it gives us a slight chance to try to react to these things before they come out sometimes, because hey, life is life, and as I said, we're a bit behind the times, but hey, we're here. We're gonna discuss it, and as I said, the first season hooked me, I think. I didn't really know what to expect with the first season. I kind of want to do a season 1 review at some point, maybe. But hey, you guys can also tell me if you want to see me actually do a season 1 review. I will do it as well if you guys really ask me as well. But hey, as I said, I didn't know what to kind of expect with this anime. I was kind of like, oh, that sounds kind of weird or kind of interesting to a degree. But I finally was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a chance and give it a watch. And then I was just like, they make every episode, like, with the cliffhangers and whatnot, just like, now I've got to tune in next time to be, like, seeing what happens and whatnot, because they make the cliffhangers really, really good, and when they don't, it's just like such a nice little episode that you just like, oh, okay, well, that was cool, and now you're like, wow, I'm 7 episodes deep or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I might as well watch the next episode, because it's still like, well, I still want to know what's happening and what happens next kind of thing, even though, there's not that big cliffhanger. It's just like, well, when are they going to get to the, getting into the school, and how's Anya going to, get her stars and whatnot, and, is she going to be able to do it, and how are they going to be able to do it, and all this, and how are they going to stop the war, how are they going to stop this, or how they're going to, solve the problems, etc., all this stuff. So there's just so much going on in it like that I just got hooked with it, and it was just like one of those things, and I can see why it was so popular and why people were so high on it. And it's one of those things that, like, this is something about the animes of today, and I know some people are a bit like anime boomers sometimes to a degree, and it's like, oh, it was all better back in my day type thing. No, I'm kind of the opposite. Like, there were some really good animes back in the day, definitely. But there were also some, like, very medium animes. And even though there were some more medium animes, like, some of the more medium animes were still fairly popular because, hey, well, those were the only animes that were kind of around. And that's kind of what everyone kind of grew up with. So everyone has the fondness for some of those animes, but some of them are certainly good. Like maybe the animation perhaps isn't as sleek as what it is nowadays to that extent, but hey, the story and even like if you say, well, the as again perhaps some people say, oh, dubs suck or whatever and whatnot, only sub is good or whatnot, and this sort of thing. And there were some really good dubbed stuff back then as well, and now there's some really good stuff, dubbed stuff as well, because they hire really high level voice actors for a lot of this stuff to get this stuff out there for all the audiences, and they really pick them fairly well, I think, as well. So they really know what they're looking for, kind of thing, with this kind of thing. So yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, it's one of those things. I don't tend to try too hard to argue one way or the other. There's certainly really good anime now, but there's also some more low end and some more medium animes as well. But there's always the animes that you yourself or your friends or whatnot like, or the more popular ones as well. And that's one of those things. What kind of why I didn't want to kind of get into this, because I just didn't want to follow the masses and be like, I'm just watching that because everyone else is watching that. I never want to watch things just because, well, everyone's watching that and that sort of thing. But like back when I was a kid, I guess I really didn't think about that. It's just one of those things. Oh, this is cool. I'll watch it next week, and then you find out, oh, all your friends are watching it because, well, it's one of the very few shows that's on TV, and it captures that imagination, that a lot of people have. So it's just one of those things. But anyway, like Pokemon, it was just such a phenomenon back in the day because, well, it caught everyone's imagination and attention because we're all playing the video games as well anyway, so it felt like the game's kind of coming to life and whatnot. So yeah, but anyway, as I say, there was a great lot of animes back then. As I say, Evangelion is still one of my favorite animes. I didn't ever watch Cowboy Bebop until sort of more recently, but again, it's one of those more adult animes that you sort of really need to be a bit more mature to watch. But again, hey, it is what it is. But hey, this anime, I'm hyped for it, and there's more animes that are coming that I still want to kind of talk about too, and hopefully we'll get to see some of their trailers soon and whatnot. But you guys can request things as well. Let me know what you guys want to see. I am coming along with more things along down the track. So yeah, we'll be bringing you more of that stuff. But as I say, you can let me know your thoughts. Write them down there in the comments below. I'll be sure to respond to them all because I really love interacting with you guys and talking about anime and all the geeky things that we love here on the channel. But hey, if I don't see you down there in those comments, I'll see you in the next one.